Hey everybody, it's Hakeem here, back with some more Dimir Unearth. Let's have a look at our opening hand and see 4 mana, a bounce spell, 2/3 drops on the draw, which is not it's not terribly exciting. Now we go down to 1 land, which really sucks. Now we have 2 islands. We can play Shore Stalker, and we have 2 black cards, but we can cycle those since we have 2 mana, even though we don't have any black. Unfortunately, we're going to have to keep this. This is it's not the greatest start. Our opponent starts Forest into Pioneer. Not a big fan of the Pioneer. Just lets him put an extra, land into play tapped on this turn, and he's going. Looks like he's going down the mono green path. The reason I don't like it, he's down to 4 cards in his hand already. Picked up a bounce spell, so we're just going to drop the Shore Stalker into play here on the first turn, and then next turn, it's pretty likely that we'll just cycle a dragger, draw a card, hope to pick up a third land. I'm sorry, and get the Brackwater into play. So now if he cultivates here, now he's just going to cycle a Sylvan Bounty. So that card is 6 mana, instant speed, gain 8 life, but you can cycle for any land for 2 mana. Which I think that's the first time I've ever seen an opponent of mine use it. So he's coming on in here for 1. Not going to block, obviously. Yeah, what I was going back to say is if you play a turn 1 Pioneer and then cultivate to skip up to 5 mana on turn 3, that's just about the only time I like a Pioneer. Other than that, I don't like it at all. So let's just come on in here for 1 with our little unblockable dude, and then we'll just pass the turn with Voyage's End up. And I heavily doubt that we're going to need it. But since the cycling can be done at instant speed, there's no reason to tap out here. So now he's going to cultivate now. He's a turn behind on that though, so he's skipping up to 5 mana. He's going to put his land into play for turn. Don't know if he's going to play another 1-drop or not, or if he's just we're going to keep exchanging blows here with the 1/1s. He's going to play another Pioneer, so he's down to 3 cards in his hand, and if he triggers this, he's going to be down to 2, but he doesn't. So it's just, at this stage of the game now, it's just a 1/1 for 1. And he's coming on in at me for 1. Now he's got 2 power on the board, and I've only got 1, so he's winning the race at this point. But let's just cycle a dragger and hope to pick up a land of some kind, hopefully not a gate. But there's another island. And a Pestermite. Pestermite is interesting. Let's get in for 1. I'm not gonna play the Pestermite on this turn. I'm just gonna put the big old 4/4 into play, and start trying to hit him with that. I'll save the Pestermite for when he drops an Arbor Colossus or Terra Stomper on me. I'll tap it down for a turn, and then I'll bounce it later on. Hopefully slow down his big dudes if he's playing the big dudes. All I've seen out of him so far is land fetch, and that's basically it. Cultivate, land cycling, and Pioneer, which lets him put land into play. So let's see if he's playing the top end. He plays Nylea's Disciple, which is a little bit annoying for me. It's 4 mana, 3/3, but when it comes in, he gains life equal to his devotion to green, which is 4 on this board. Devotion means the number of colored mana symbols on permanents you control. So a card like this, where it costs 2 green, it has 2 green mana symbols in the mana cost, so that's 2 to his devotion. That would make 3, and there's 4. So that's the 4 life that he got, which is annoying. So I'm just going to drop the gate into play. I'm going to come at him with both of these guys. I don't care if he blocks the Brackwater, because it's going away anyway. See if he decides to sacrifice a creature or just take the 4 damage. Yeah, he's just going to take it. So I mean, a lot of opponents will do that. They'll just take the damage, and then of course Brackwater is going to go away. And I'm going to hold open the Pestermite on this turn, because he's up in the pretty big mana range here now. He's playing another Disciple, so that's going to gain him 6 life, which is really annoying. Now he's going into combat. I'm going to flash in Pestermite and tap down his first Disciple, just to try and help the race out a little bit, but it's not looking all that great. Yes, I do. Yes, I want to tap it. I mean, I can't really bounce those things because he'll just gain more life. So he's coming at me for 2. Man, he's after gaining 10 life. That's pretty bad, because I'm trying to kill him as fast as I can, and as long as he keeps getting ahead on board like that, I can't win the race with him gaining all that life. So right now, I think the plan is to just swing here, drop a Brackwater into play, and then hold open Voyage's End with the cycling on Viscera Dragger. And then I'll have a bunch of Unearth in the graveyard for a future turn. So we'll play the island, play the Brackwater, and keep open keep opening this stuff over here. So if he comes at me with those 3/3s, I don't know. Should I block or not? Should I block and kill one of them? I don't know. I may have to. Now he's playing Cultivate, which doesn't bother me too much. So he's going to go get some more land. Now let's see how he swings. I'm obviously not going to block the 1/1s with my 4/4. So he's not attacking at all. So we'll just cycle this Viscera Dragger here and get a bunch of dudes in the graveyard. Pick up a Cloudfin Raptor, which you know, in most decks is pretty horrible at this stage of the game to pick up a Raptor. But we've got some stuff in the graveyard that we can unearth. So we'll just drop the gate, play a Raptor. And I think I will unearth a Dragger because I want to keep up 2 mana for Voyages In. So let's unearth a Dragger. That'll evolve the Raptor. And then we're going to swing with the team. Breakwater is going to go to the graveyard, but we've got we'll have 3 unearthed creatures in the graveyard, so we'll really be able to pump up that Cloudfin Raptor next turn. And we've still got the bounce spell here, so be interesting to see. So he's going to sacrifice something to the Viscera Dragger. See if he blocks the Breakwater. Probably with a 1/1. I mean, if I were him, I'd get rid of a Pioneer at this point. Probably chump block with the 2 Pioneers. No, he's just going to take it all, which is you know, people just don't like to sacrifice creatures when they know that 2 of those creatures are going to leave the battlefield. But you know, they're really doing me a favor by just taking the damage. And like I said earlier, he's gained 10 life and he's currently on 10 life, so I've got him dead. But those 2 disciples were a bit of a pain. I'd really hate to see a Palaka Worm here now. I'd really fucking hate to see that because 7 more life would just be a little bit too much for me to deal with. I think even another Nalia's disciple that'll gain him 8. So he's coming at me for 8 here now, which is half my life total. I'm actually going to block the Pioneer. If he has some pump, then I'll bounce it and get him to spend the card. But it doesn't look like he does, so I'm taking 7 here. And he's just passing the turn, so he's tapped out. I don't know if he's got Fog or not. Fog would really suck. It would really fucking suck because I'm going to spend these unearthed creatures. How much mana do I have? So I'm going to unearth a Dragger and a Breakwater and keep up the Voyage's End. But I got that Fog feeling here. I don't know why. Just I'm sensing a Fog in my future. But anyway, let's swing at him for 13 here and see if he's got the Fog. Sylvan Bounty. Oh yes, Sylvan Bounty. He's going to gain 8 life. Okay. Okay, he's going to gain 8 life. How much am I hitting him for? 13. So he's going to go down to 5. So how much damage have I dealt this game? He gained 10 and 8. He's gained 18 life, and I've still got him on 5. Like, holy shit, man. So I got a pretty decent board here now. I got 6 power, all with evasion, and I've got another unearthed creature here in the graveyard. Really don't want to see a Palaka Worm, like I said on the last turn. He's playing Arbor Colossus, which is fine. He's got a blocker for my flyers, but I'll just bounce that at the end of the turn after he attacks, because none of those creatures can block. I mean, if he has some pump, he could probably kill me here now. But I've got the bounce spell to protect against that. He can't monstrosity his Arbor Colossus, which that takes 6 mana to do and kill one of my flyers. So he's only just bringing the 1, which I'm not sure why he's doing that. I guess he wants to save blockers for the Breakwater Elemental, but I'm just going to Voyage's End his big guy here, and let's see what we pick up. Let's bottom that land. And he's gone, so I don't need to unearth here to present lethal, so I'm not going to. And then we get in for 6, okay, mono green life gain. Pretty interesting. He gained 18 life, but still managed to take him down. You really get to see how the unearth, you know, people just don't block the unearthed creatures. I don't know what it is, but they end up taking a lot of damage, and even when they gain 18 life, they still lose. So, yeah, and you also get to see how the Cloudfin Raptor can really get pumped up when even when you draw him on the 5th turn. I got him up to a 3/4 on the turn after that. So you put him into play on turn 5 and swing with a 3/4 on the next turn. So let's just create a match and see if someone will jump in. I don't think I've been on the clock here all that long. We've hit, yeah, we're up to 10 minutes here now, so we can definitely squeeze in another game. It is early in the morning here. It's only not even 11 o'clock. Ibu, I've played against this guy on the channel. Can't remember what he was doing. At least I think I played against him on the channel. Did I? I don't know. It's hard to remember all the videos that I've done now. I'm up above 70 here now, which is pretty exciting. So, playing against Ibu with the Dimir Unearth. Let's see what he brings to the table. Let's look at our hand. He's playing 60 cards. We play first with no blue mana, so we can't cast these Strixes, we can't cast these Voyage's Ends, and we can only cycle a Dragger. That's not terribly exciting. Now here, we're on the play, which is 1 mana, but I've got 3 1-drops and a Military Intelligence. So if I can just draw 1 land, this hand is playable. So I'm actually going to take a risk and start with the Cloudfin Raptor. Ibu has mulligan to 6. I don't, you know, keeping a 1-lander is a little bit risky, but you know, I've got 3 creatures that I can cast, like I said, and Military Intelligence. When I start swinging with those creatures, I'll start drawing cards. So I can potentially draw myself out of this issue. Please give me land on the top. Basic Swamp would be nice. No land. So we're going to play. Honestly, I'm going to play another Raptor and just pass, because Short Stalker will evolve the 2 of them. So we're just going to do that and pass. So you know, bit of a risky keep, but it's got a lot of potential. Hopefully I pick up a land instead of just dying horribly, because that would suck. So my opponent has played a Bloodghast. He could be on the whole mono black vampire plan. It's a 2/1, can't block, and keeps coming back as you play lands. Pick up a land, pick up a land. Vapor Snag, at least it's a castable spell, I suppose. So we'll put the Shore Stalker into play. Evolve both Raptors and swing for 2. But I really, really need a basic land. I'm running 23 in here, so I mean, it's not a stretch, you know, for me to pick one up. But I need to do it soon. But we've got 3 evasive power on the board, you know, off that one little island. So I mean, at least we're presenting some pressure. I don't know if he's got any reach or anything like that. So he's playing Hall of Triumph, which gives all his creatures of a chosen color +1/+1, and obviously he's going to choose black because it looks like he's playing mono black. So he's coming in for 3. So we've each. I'm not going to block here. He's got 3 power, and I've got 3 power. But I really need this land. Didn't get it. So that's a bit annoying. But, you know, I mean, that's the risk I took. You know, I knew this was a possibility. Lucky to pick up the Vapor Snag, so that way at least I got a spell to slow him down a little bit. So now he's on 4 mana. He's just I'm going to take the 3, but I'm probably going to bounce that Bloodghast at the end of the turn if he doesn't do anything else. So that way it takes him 2 turns to start swinging again. That'll just slow him down a little bit. Yeah, he doesn't play anything, so I'm just going to bounce the Ghast here now. Reason I took the 3, obviously, he won't get to recast his Bloodghast until next turn. And then he won't be able to start swinging with it until the turn after. Still didn't pick up a land. So we're going to come on in for 3 here. It's going to be, hopefully, you know, he doesn't have any dead weights or ulcerates. Well, ulcerate wouldn't be too bad because, you know, he has to spend 3 life to cast it. But, yeah, really wish I could have picked up land. I would be, with this Military Intelligence play, I'd be swimming in cards right now. He's got, oh no, he's got a Child of Night. That's now a 3/2 lifelinker, which really changes the dynamic here. And there's the land. Of course, it comes into play fucking tapped. But now at least I've got the second land. Okay, and then I can put down the Military Intelligence next turn. Draw some cards. And then I've got the Pestermites. Hopefully I'll get a 3rd land off the Intelligence. Then I've got the Pestermites to continually just tap down his lifelinker. So hopefully this works out. The land was a bit late and it came into play tapped, but you know, I'm going down to 8 here, which is not the greatest thing in the world. Not the greatest thing at all. Picked up another Raptor, so I think what I'm going to do here, honestly, is not necessarily play the Intelligence. I kind of just want to play the Death Toucher and evolve my Raptors, and that is what I'm going to do, actually. Just because I'm on 8 and he's got 6 power on the board, so I'm actually just going to play the Death Toucher here and get my Raptors up to 2 3s. And I'm going to bring only 1 Raptor and 1 Shore Stalker. I'm going to save this 2/3 as a blocker here. just in case he does something. You know, he could play another Bloodghast with haste. You know, I think the race is kind of favoring him at this point with his lifelink. So I'm going to play a little bit on the defensive here. So he's coming in. He's coming in with both eyes. He could have Undying Evil. So I'm just going to try and trade here with a Death Toucher. And he's going to gain 3 life and deal 3 to me. So now it's 11 to 5. But he's just passing again. And yeah, he's just passing. So let's see. Did not pick up a 3rd land. So I'm going to have to put Military Intelligence into play and start drawing some cards. Probably just going to chump block with the Shore Stalker for a turn because these raptors are doing more damage and they can get bigger. So picked up another Pestermite. Now I've got all 4 copies. Just cannot get that other land. We've seen 15 cards now from the deck, only 2 land. So that's less than 14%. So I'm just going to chump block here and save myself the 3 since I'm on 5 and lose the Shore Stalker. You know, if I can get that 3rd land, I'll have Pestermite, you know, and I can start tapping down his attackers. I wonder if he's going to actually play anything else. He's only played Child of Night, Hall of Triumph, and Bloodghast. He's got 7 cards in his hand. He's got 4 lands in play. I mean, I don't know if he's got Suffer the Past in there, you know, for a bit of reach to exile my graveyard or something. I mean, he could have a bunch of 7-drops in his hand. Maybe he's playing. Maybe his curve is not right. I don't know, but he's not really doing. Yeah, he does have some Suffer the Past here. He's just going to get rid of my graveyard, which is a bit of reach. I guess he wanted to hit me with the Bloodghast and kill me with that. So now I'm down to 2. Please give me a land. It's a Voyage's End, which is, you know, pretty good. And we get to swing with 2 guys here. Bring him down to... And there's a Vapor Snag, which is also good. But man, oh man, 17 cards deep and only 2 land. So his Bloodghast has haste if I'm on 10 or less life. So if I bounce it here, you know, he'll just replay it. I'm actually going to play out a Raptor and hold open a Vapor Snag. And I'm going to discard Brackwater Elemental to hand size. I think I only have to discard 1. Yeah. I'd like to keep cards out of my graveyard, to be perfectly honest, because... so he's playing a Child of Night, which is okay, but I'm going to, right now, Vapor Snag this, so he doesn't get to attack with it. So that's going to bring him to 5, and he's going to have to, you know, he's going to have to recast it here. Or do something else with his mana. I've got 4 power in the air. You know, I've got another bounce spell. If I pick up a land, I'll just main phase a Pestermite to evolve my guys and win the game. So hopefully our 18th card will be a basic land. It's not, but it is a Vapor Snag, which is enough to kill him. So that's we get in for 4 in the air. Bring him down. Well, we get to draw a card, which is still not a land. Wow, 19 cards deep, only 2 land. And we still win the game because our opponent was playing mono black, pretty much do nothing. I'm just going to Vapor Snag that. That's the 1 point life loss that I need. And he's flashing the timer. I don't know if he's saying good game or if he's pissed off or something. I think it's a good game, Flash. That's how it felt. So there's the last point of life loss to get the job done. 1 on 2 mana in a deck with 23 and solid top 19 cards. Pretty insane. But again, my opponent wasn't really doing a whole lot. So yeah, I'm really having fun with this deck. So why don't I just I mean, 18 minutes. Fuck it, I can go in and get another one. Hopefully find somebody semi-quickly. If I don't, I'll just end the video in shame and make you watch this last minute or so for nothing. Hopefully it doesn't come to that. Let's just start another lobby here, see if we can get an opponent. Just give me 1 second here. Alright, still nobody. Yes, I want to exit the current tool. Is this... Nope, I thought it might have been locked up on me. Custom. Let's try this guy. Herb Daddy Love. Okay. It's a interesting name. I love looking at people's gamer tags. Just all sorts of cool ones. I don't know if I've mentioned this before, but my favorite one I've ever come across is some guy who called himself Too Drunk to Win. I mean, I just think that's hilarious. Every time I play him, it's just a blast just to stare at his gamer tag. Alrighty, loading time is over. Not going to keep a one-lander this time because, you know, see what happened last time. Didn't get the second one until really late, but there's not really that much here playable. So let's have a look at this hand. Okay, now we have On the play, turn 1 Raptor, we've got a Pestermite, and we've also got a Bident, so this hand could be pretty strong. So we're going to go ahead and get the Raptor into play. I don't have a 2-drop, so I can play this gate next turn, or if I pick up a 2-drop, I can play the Swamp and cast its tricks or something. So there we go, turn 1 Raptor. This deck loves to have a turn 1 Raptor. It's the best way for it to start. Herb Daddy is playing white, but he hasn't got a first turn play. And we pick up another Pestermite, so that means we just get to drop the Guild Gate into play and pass the turn back. And next turn I'll probably main phase a Pestermite and untap an island so that I'll have Vapor Snag up, because I want to evolve this, and I've got the second Mite. So my opponent is playing a Johnny's Pride Mate. That means he's playing life gain, so we got more fucking life gain to deal with. More life gain to deal with. So picked up another Raptor. How do I want to handle this? How do I want to handle this? If I just put the Raptor into play right now, I don't have another play. If I Pestermite and untap a land, I can play another Raptor, but it won't evolve because it'll come into play after the Pestermite. I will main phase a Pestermite though. I want to evolve this first Raptor, so I'm going to untap an island. Make sure it's an island. Actually, I'll untap the gate. So that will evolve the Raptor. We will target the Dimir Guild Gate, and yes, and we want to untap it. And then we're going to swing for 1. And then we're going to drop another Raptor into play. I'd love to top deck a basic land and get this Bident Thassa online. I don't think I need to hold open Vapor Snag at this point. I mean, if he puts an aura on that, I can just Vapor Snag it later. So for now, I'm just going to develop my board and get the third flyer into play. So let's see what Herb Daddy Love does on his third turn if he's got the Brimaz coming. That's always when you're playing against mono white and they get to the third land, you got to wonder if they've got that on the go. He's just going to banish something. It's going to be the Raptor that actually has power, which is a decent call, I suppose, and I imagine he'll get in for 2 here now. I'm not going to trade that off because I like my 2-power flyer, and I've got the Vapor Snag to deal with it once he makes, once he gets some counters on it. He's going to offer that trade, but I'm not going to bite on it. Not going to bite here. So I'd like to get the Bident active, and we did pick it up. So I'm just going to jam this into play and draw a card off my Pestermite here. And then next turn I'll untap with 4 mana, another Pestermite. So I'll have a lot of stuff going on, and if I can evolve this, then I'll be drawing bucket loads of cards. So see what we pick up off the Bident trigger. Hopefully it's not another Bident. Drawing the second one is pretty bad. It's another land, which is fine. We won't top deck that next turn. Hopefully we'll get this in business. And now he's on 4 mana. He's in playing mono white, so Armored Ascension is a real thing. Got a good answer to that in my hand, thankfully. But he's playing the Paragon, so it's a 2/2 that buffs up his team, gives all his white creatures +1/+1, and he can give white creatures Vigilance. So he's coming at me for 6 now. So that's pretty strong. That's pretty strong indeed. But I'm just gonna have to take it and keep looking to set up the flyers. And we picked up a Shore Stalker, which isn't fantastic, but it will draw cards off the Bident, and it will evolve my Raptor. So I'll put that into play pre-combat to evolve the Raptor. And then we will swing for 3. This is going to draw 2 cards off the Bident, because we're hitting him with 2 creatures, and then I've got the Vapor Snag for his turn. So there we go, draw 2 cards. That's extremely powerful, that Bident in this deck, if you can stick it. So we've got a Viscera Dragger, and we've got another land. So I'm going to put a land into play. So I'm going to actually all this stuff can be done at instant speed, so I'm just going to pass it on over and see what he does. See what he does here. He's going to tap out for another Paragon. So I'm going to Vapor Snag. Actually, I just gave him a bit too much information there. I forgot there's only a Raptor underneath there. So I don't really want to release that. So I'm going to Vapor Snag his other Paragon right now. That's what I'm going to do. Then this Paragon lands, and then I'm going to flash in a Pestermite and tap down one of his attackers. So let's tap that down and evolve the Raptor. So let's, yes, we want to use the ability, and we want to tap it. So now he's got a 3/3 priest here that he's coming in with. But, you know, I'm not going to trade off. Excuse me. No, he's keeping it back, which is good for me. So now I've got a whack-a-land here. But what I'm going to do is cycle this to draw a card. Draw another land, and then I'm going to unearth it. Evolve my raptor up to a 3/4. And now we're going to swing for a hefty amount. I love taking a dragger right from my hand to play, evolve, and now I'm poised to draw 5 cards here. So he's going to have to block something. The only thing he can block is the Viscera Dragger. So he's going to trade that off, by the looks of it, give me back a 0/1 raptor. But I'm going to draw 4 cards. And yeah, so, you know, hopefully I'll pick up a bounce spell on these 4 cards. I'd hate to see an Armored Ascension smack me real hard. I'd hate to see any type of life gain, so hopefully in the top 4 we get either a Voyage in, there's the second Biden, but we're drawing so many cards it doesn't really matter. Another land, wow, we're really flooding out here. Give me a Vapor Snag, another land. Give me a Vapor Snag or a Voyage's End. Another land. Did you just see what I just saw? 4 dead draws in a row, 3 lands and the second Biden. Wow. Wow. But anyways, you know, that's I would have had to wait 5 more turns to get through all those cards. So yeah, without any life gain though, he's in a little bit of trouble here. He's 2 turns away from Planar Cleansing if he plays that in his deck. But I've got a ton of evasion here, and he's on 5 life, so he's going to need to. He's got another Paragon, obviously, because I bounced it. So he's got 7 power. I mean, he can't block any of my creatures, so he may as well attack, which he does. But he's fully tapped out, so that means he's dead. Although he could play a land, I suppose, and you know, have a Righteous Blow or something like that. But I really seriously don't think there's anything he can do. No, he's completely tapped out, so we're just going to. There's the Vapor Snag. We were 1 card away from it. We're just going to press the X button because it's easier than hitting him for exactly 5, and just go kablamo. All right, so hopefully you're getting a good feel for this deck right now. Like I said, it's not one of my super strong decks, you know, like some of the other ones I've been playing. You look at it on the surface, it doesn't look that good. You know, at least I've not had a lot of people, you know, look at it and say, gee, that looks strong. But you can see by the gameplay, I mean, just with all the evasion and the card draw, you know, and the tapping and the bouncing, you can win a lot of games with it, even when your opponent's gaining life or when they're doing other things. So it's a really fun deck. You know, it's one of my more enjoyable decks that I like to play. So hopefully you enjoyed it, and we will see you for another episode tomorrow. Thanks for watching.